Do you know what happens to your body when you smoke regularly? This isn't about scare tactics, but about revealing the stark reality of a habit that's all too common. Today, we'll embark on a journey, exploring the immediate impacts, short-term consequences, long-term damage, and even the recovery process. You'll discover how your body changes, adapts, and unfortunately, deteriorates from regular smoking. So, if you're ready to face the facts and delve into the science behind the smoke, stay tuned if you're keen to uncover the truth about smoking. Have you ever wondered what happens immediately after you light up that cigarette? As soon as the first puff is drawn into the lungs, a cascade of immediate effects begins to ripple through the body. The smoke, filled with a cocktail of toxic chemicals, is absorbed into the bloodstream, and within a matter of mere seconds, these toxins start to take effect. First off, nicotine, the main addictive substance in cigarettes, rushes to the brain. It stimulates the release of dopamine, creating a sense of pleasure and reward. But this is a fleeting feeling. The body quickly builds up a tolerance, needing more and more nicotine to achieve the same effect. Simultaneously, the heart starts to beat faster, almost 20 to 25% quicker than normal. This is your body responding to the nicotine, a stimulant that causes adrenaline to flood your system. The result is an increased heart rate and higher blood pressure, putting an undue burden on your heart and blood vessels. As you exhale, you're not just releasing smoke, you're also releasing carbon monoxide, a harmful gas that replaces the oxygen in your blood. This means your heart has to work even harder to supply the body with the oxygen it needs. And let's not forget about the tar. Each puff coats the lungs with a sticky residue that traps harmful substances in the lungs. It's like pouring glue into a sponge and wondering why it can't absorb water anymore. But here's the kicker. These immediate effects, while concerning, are just the tip of the iceberg. The real danger lies beneath the surface, in the long-term damage these immediate effects can cause. They are not as temporary as they seem. Each cigarette paves the way for more profound health issues, setting the stage for chronic diseases that can drastically shorten one's lifespan. While these effects may seem temporary, they lay the foundation for long-term damage. So next time you light up, remember the immediate impacts that are setting the stage for an unwelcome future. What happens when these immediate effects become a daily routine? Now, that's a question worth pondering over. Imagine a day in your life, but this day repeats over and over again. The same actions, the same choices, the same consequences. Now, imagine that day includes smoking a cigarette or maybe even a few more. What might seem like an inconsequential habit initially soon starts to manifest in various ways. You might notice a persistent cough first. It's your body's way of trying to clear the harmful chemicals you've willingly inhaled. Your lungs, those incredible organs that keep you alive every second, every minute, start to struggle. Their function decreases. The capacity to take in fresh, clean air diminishes. You might brush it off as a smoker's cough, a small price to pay for your choice. But it's just the beginning of a steep, downhill journey. Your body, which has been fighting a losing battle, starts to give in to respiratory infections. You're more susceptible to catching a cold, the flu, pneumonia, and even bronchitis. Think about it for a moment. Your lungs, the lifeline of your body, are being compromised. The walls of the air sacs in your lungs, which should ideally be elastic and supple, start to lose their elasticity. They become rigid, making it harder for you to breathe, to live. And then there are the changes that you can't see, changes in your blood, in your heart, in the very DNA of your cells. All of this because of the toxic fumes that you're inhaling daily. You might think it's not a big deal. You might think you're invincible. But remember, every time you light up a cigarette, you're not just playing with fire, you're playing with your life. And the scary part, this is just the beginning. These are just the early signs. The real damage happens over time. The long-term effects of smoking are far more severe, far more life-threatening. But that's a topic for another day, another scene. For now, let's just pause and think about the short-term consequences. Because believe it or not, These are just the early signs. The real damage happens over time. Now let's delve into the long-term effects of regular smoking. Imagine for a moment a war zone. But this isn't a typical battlefield. It's the battlefield of your body under constant attack by the toxic chemicals found in cigarettes. Over time, this relentless onslaught can lead to some severe health issues. Let's start with the most infamous of them all, lung cancer. It's no secret that smoking significantly increases your chances of developing this deadly disease. You see, cigarettes are packed with carcinogens, harmful substances that can alter the DNA in your cells. These mutations can cause cells to grow and multiply uncontrollably, resulting in cancer. Lung cancer is notoriously difficult to treat and often fatal, making it one of the most severe consequences of long-term smoking. But the damage doesn't stop at your lungs. Your heart also bears the brunt of your smoking habit. Each puff on a cigarette causes your heart rate to increase and your blood pressure to rise. This puts extra strain on your heart and blood vessels, leading to an increased risk of heart disease. Over time, this can result in conditions such as coronary heart disease, heart attack, or even heart failure. Then there's the risk of stroke. Smoking damages your blood vessels, making them thinner and harder. This can disrupt the flow of blood to your brain, leading to a stroke. It's a frightening thought, isn't it? One moment you're fine, and the next, you could be facing paralysis, speech difficulties, or even death. And let's not forget about chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD for short. This is a group of lung diseases, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema, that make it increasingly difficult to breathe. Imagine feeling like you're gasping for air every single day. That's the reality for many long-term smokers living with COPD, but it doesn't end there. Smoking affects nearly every organ in your body. It can lead to a multitude of other cancers, ranging from the mouth and throat to the bladder and kidneys. It can cause fertility problems, weaken your immune system, and even contribute to type 2 diabetes. The list of potential long-term damages caused by smoking is long and daunting. Each cigarette smoked is like another nail in the coffin, chipping away at your health, bit by bit. It's a grim picture indeed. Yet, despite all this, there is a silver lining. The human body is incredibly resilient and has a remarkable ability to heal itself. This means that no matter how long you've been smoking, it's never too late to quit. The moment you stop smoking, your body will start to repair the damage caused by the toxic chemicals in cigarettes. The damage is clear, but it's never too late to reverse the effects. Can your body recover after years of smoking? The answer is a resounding, hopeful yes. Even after years of regular smoking, once you stub out that last cigarette, your body immediately begins to repair itself. From the moment you quit, the healing begins. Within just 20 minutes, your heart rate and blood pressure drop. About 12 hours later, the carbon monoxide level in your blood returns to normal. In a matter of 2 to 12 weeks, your circulation improves and your lung function increases. Within a year, your risk of heart disease is about half that of a smoker's. It's astounding to realize that after a decade, the risk of lung cancer falls to roughly half that of a smoker, and the risk of cancer of the mouth, throat, esophagus, bladder, cervix, and pancreas decreases. Quitting smoking also adds years to your life. On average, smokers who quit before age 40 add 9 years to their lives. Even people who quit at around 60 years old add 3 years to their lives. And it's not just about adding years to life, but also adding life to years, as quitting improves quality of life by reducing symptoms of chronic conditions and improving lung and heart functions. While the journey to recovery can be tough, with withdrawal symptoms and cravings, the benefits of quitting are undeniable. So, take the leap. Your body has an amazing capacity to heal. While the journey is tough, the benefits of quitting are undeniable. So, what's the bottom line here? It's quite simple. The regular consumption of cigarettes is doing more than just damaging your lungs. It's a cascade of harmful effects that ripple through your entire body. From the immediate impact of increased heart rate and blood pressure to the short-term consequences of respiratory issues and a weakened immune system, the long-term damage is even more profound. A significantly higher risk of various cancers, heart disease, stroke, and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, to name just a few. But there's hope. The human body is resilient. It can recover given the chance. Quitting smoking is the first step towards reclaiming your health and longevity. It's not an easy journey, but it's one worth taking. Remember, it's not about the years in your life, but the life in your years. Choose health, choose life. Because every puff you refrain from is a victory for your future self. Every day without a cigarette is a step towards a healthier, longer life.